I'm delighted to introduce to you our maestro for Nixon in China, Joseph Mechavich. Joey, welcome.
Good to be here. Thank
Good
you
to
very
have
much.
you. Now, you were last here in a kind of an emergency situation with Moby-Dick by Jake Heggie, stepped in, and your life must be charmed. I mean, it was really amazing, taking over at the last minute like that and making it all work so well, because I've got to say, people are still talking about that wonderful production and the
Great.
music, and
Great.
it was really terrific. So now you're back. Nixon in China, have you conducted this piece before?
No, I have not conducted Nixon in China before. This is my first time.
So studying it, can you describe what that was like?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, this piece has its challenges. It is extremely intricate and extremely detailed, extremely complex, and I've spent at least a year on it.
Oh, wow.
It is an all-encompassing piece in terms of coordination, not just within the orchestra itself, because there are multiple layers of rhythm and multiple colors and people in different time signatures, and then you have the stage.
Right.
It's been an exciting challenge.
And coordinating it all is going to be...
Traffic cop is definitely a part of it. To make sure, as a theater conductor, my job is to make sure that our singer-actors on stage are free enough to sing beautifully and tell the story. And I want to have a nice cushion of sound and a firm foundation for them to do that.
I've been making the point, so hopefully you'll agree with me, that the piece is made up of very simple elements, but they're put together in complex ways, especially rhythmically,
yes.
Right? And that's probably the most challenging thing about the piece.
It's challenging, but it comes to a point because all of these sort of these layers are all from an American sound, an American pulse, an American rhythm, and John Adams has really speaks to our our identity and our sonic world that we are accustomed to. These pulsating jazzy rhythms, the use of the saxophone and a trap set, and so there's all of this sonic environment that speaks so well to us.
Now there are also, is it 3 keyboards in the orchestra?
There's 2 pianos and then a keyboard that's double layered. So
it's
there's
a
4
synthesizer.
Yeah.
And this is part and parcel of Adams' language, is it not?
Absolutely.
He uses it for just about all of his scores.
Absolutely. He definitely uses that. It's listen, Massenet used this really exotic instrument when he did Werther called the saxophone. And here we are when Maestro Adams wrote this piece. I mean, synthesizers are the norm, so you should definitely incorporate those into the.
Now, also, what's interesting for us, I believe that this is the first time that we've mic'd all of the singers, and again, that is also something that Adams wants to be part of the production.
Absolutely,
and that is why.
Well, I think what he wants to do is have a freedom to have the orchestra and all of these layers that we were just talking about come alive. As a theater conductor, I'm also responsible for not covering up my colleagues on stage, from not having the orchestra overwhelm them. Well, in dealing with technology, which is part of this piece, which is part of what John Adams is his whole ideas for stage for the operatic genre, is to incorporate mics. To incorporate a sound designer who also is morphing and taking the sound, and we have someone here for our production who's done this show many times.
Yeah, so it's his job to balance all that out and make sure that the singers come forward.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's quite a challenge.
It is a challenge. I mean, I just met him for the first time this morning, and we're definitely going to collaborate on what's going on. But he's done this many times in this sort of Adams approach into using the microphones as well.
You mentioned this morning, today was your first meeting with the orchestra.
Yes, it was.
How did it go?
It went well. I got further than I expected.
Yay.
Yes. And, they're such a wonderful group, and it's like driving a Cadillac with the San Diego Symphony. So it's a pleasure to experience this piece for the first time with such a wonderful orchestra.
They really are ready to go. I'm actually working on a history of the company because we're celebrating our 50th anniversary this year. And it dawned on me that it was 2005 that we first signed a contract with the symphony to be our pit orchestra. And I've got to say, the professionalism and the artistry, you know, everything sort of went up considerably. It's really been a wonderful relationship.
Yes.
Would you like a more interesting page with a little bit more black notes?